Ever wondered why the things and the people you used to love just stop feeling like home? Life to me can be so unexplainable. It could be so funny. To me, it's such an unexplainable shift. It's one of those things where it can have you mentally stuck. You guys, if you've been on this channel, you see me talk about like seasons in your life, how certain seasons are slow, some seasons are faster than some, but sometimes a season in your life that just seems so slow is because you're just not being honest with yourself. Once you feel that disconnect with certain things and certain people, you have to listen to you. I notice that it's so easy to even blame God sometimes. You'd be like, God, why is this still happening in my life? Why hasn't this changed? Sometimes it's just you. I like to say, like, there's so much God can really do because he's not here in the flesh, right? But he's here spiritually to us. He lives in us. He's in our heart. He's in the things that we do. So there comes a point where you just have to really be honest with yourself and see the little signs, see the big signs, see the uncomfortable signs. Trust your gut. Trust your intuition. Trust that feeling. Trust that ending connection that you have with somebody. Trust the route that relationship is going. And you know, some people, they hold on to things, and some people hold on to people, some people hold on to both. It could just be anything in your life. You know, you watch those shows like Hoarders and stuff like that, and you're like, how can they make it get to the point where now they can't even walk around in their own yard? Like, they can't walk around in the house, they can't walk around outside, they're tripping, stumbling over things, their bathroom is a mess. So you're just like, yo, they're not even taking a proper shower. That's why I rate those people that go around and do God's work by cleaning up somebody's space, because now you're messing with their mental health, right? If your house is a mess, if where is around you is a mess, most likely your mind is a mess too. It's the same way when it comes to decluttering the people and the things in your life. Once you feel like it needs to go, once you feel like it needs to be put out, it is time for it to be put out. When I watch even those hoarder shows, just to go back to it, and a lot of them say, you know, they listen to the story. There's this one girl that I watch on YouTube, Aria Katerina, something like that, but she's like, she goes around and she tells us the stories of the people them who live in the houses. They could be doctors, like some sophisticated people, but their house is a mess, right? So it's like, you are out there saving lives in the world, but then you're coming home to like a tornado. Her just doing that work of cleaning up those people in house, she knows that it will help their mental state. Just the stuff that they have inside their house. Could you imagine that also even being people that you have to get rid of? The same way how you got to get out that hoarding stuff out of your house, those old things that just been holding you back, that just been making you fall, that's not making you have a comfortable sleep, a comfortable shower, a proper meal. When you look in some of these people's houses, it's years and years and years of piled up stuff that they just never let go. And a lot of times it's hard, you know, it's hard if you don't even have the money or the motivation, or I don't want to even say motivation, but like even somebody to talk to help you mentally get rid of all this stuff. So even when it comes to people, you will start to feel like, you know, you don't belong here anymore. I've been there where it's like, look how this person, I put them up here, look how we were like this. And it's like, now in this season of my life, I realized that I have to kind of back away a bit, because in order for me to receive what I'm supposed to receive, I need to switch things up. I need to let go of these things. I need to let go of this person in my life. No matter how much I love them, no matter how much work was put into the time was put into the relationship, in order for you to get where you're going, you have to let go. The feeling sort of feels like waking up in your own life and realizing that you are in a world that you created but you're not supposed to be in that world anymore. So it is hard to leave that because you're the reason why you're there. But so much of you has changed. You have to make up your mind now that, you know, I have to leave all of this behind, all of this that I created. But it did help you grow. You know, it did help you learn wisdom, but it was a season. And now you have to go into the next season without all of that. It doesn't even feel like sadness. It's not even a sad feeling. To me, it really feels like more of an awareness. It's like a quiet awareness where it's like you could just be staring in outer space sometimes, and when you're alone, you nod your head like, okay, I get you. Because in that quiet transition, you're realizing that you were just comfortable there. And sometimes comfortable is what makes people so afraid to change, because who wants to leave where it's so comfortable? You know, who wants to change what they've created for so long? That comfort zone is a dangerous zone. It's such a dangerous zone. I've been there. That comfort zone, not good. And when that awareness kicks in, sometimes the steps, they're very uncomfortable. But you see, that change is what the you really needed. This is when peace starts feeling way better than what's familiar to you. That's why I'm just like, no one's allowed to destroy my peace. Okay? Nobody is allowed to interrupt this peace that I built. Once you reach that level, that peace is what is going to set you free. That peace is what is going to help each season come with a smile. That awareness from that peace is just top tier. You start craving silence. Your boundaries that you set become super important, because those boundaries are what is going to make people know how to treat you, how not to treat you. And you start craving a different kind of love. The love that respects these boundaries, the love that doesn't want to interrupt your peace, the love that sees you for you and understands that you're growing. Because sometimes when you are outgrowing certain people, right, they're not going to accept the fact that you're growing. They're just not. They're not comfortable with it. They don't like it. But you're going to start craving that love that accepts that part of you, because it took so long for you to get there. It took so much out of you. You had to lose so many people. You had to lose all of these things that you had to let go of. You had to create a whole new world now. So it's like you want that love that respects your boundaries and your peace and where you're going. Instead of craving that excitement that once thrilled you, that helped create that place that you were trapped in, you start craving safety, clarity, and meaning. You would be so much more intentional with everything that you do, because you want that new space that you create, one that you feel that you're at the most peace. You could just be you and not need validation from people, and you just crave wisdom and understanding and real love. Throughout my growing process, I realized that my tolerance level has really changed. I can no longer tolerate a lot of the things that I used to tolerate. It's just that I want to put my foot down and I want to respect me so much more. At this point, you stop tolerating the things that would just normally drain the heck out of you. When you are outgrowing things and people, most likely those things were draining you, but you let it drain you because you were okay with it, you were comfortable with it, you were familiar with it. But once you step into that peaceful zone and you don't want no one to mess with that peace, your level of tolerance very small. Like, I can't tolerate certain things anymore. I feel like that is such a big milestone for me, because I will tolerate things because I would care about people's feelings over mine. And I had to wake up, literally wake up one day. And a lot of days. And I'm just like, why am I doing that? Like, what? Like, Tash, really, really, girl? Like, I really had to put my foot down on that. I feel like it came with a lot of backlash of people just, is it like walking on eggshells with me, or they just stay away from me or they don't talk to me? But guess who doesn't care? Like, I don't, because I want that version of me. I really want her to live. I don't want her to be in the back seat anymore. I want her to be there for me. I want her to be there for my kids. I want her to be there for my family. I want her to be there for my friendships and my relationships. I want her to flow with greatness. At this point, you actually start to realize what nurturing feels like. You know, when you have a plant, you go grow a plant, right? In order for it to grow properly, you have to weed out the weeds. You gotta put good soil in there. You gotta water it properly. You can't expect it to grow in bad weeds and barely any dirt and bare rocks in there and no sunlight and no water. You gotta nurture it. The same way you nurture that plant, the same way you nurture that flower, you gotta nurture yourself. You gotta nurture your feelings. You gotta nurture your heart. You gotta nurture your life, your mind. Because at this point, your heart, your mind, your standards, your energy, they've all evolved. They don't want to be down there anymore. Coming out of old habits and leaving that old mess behind, everything that was holding you back, is a lot of work. It's not easy. When you are going into that era of becoming you, I realized it was like, yo, don't mess with me, respectfully. Because when you were in that era of letting things slide, being so comfortable that you've missed out on a lot, it's one thing to replace a lot of things except time. You know, I don't want people to mess with me at that point. I don't want you to tell me what I should or should not do with my life. That version that you once lived was built off of survival mode. It didn't have much intention behind it. And this one that you are building has so much intention. Like, when I tell you I was stuck in a version of me, and I'm gonna honestly tell you that it was a lot of family members that held me back into that mindset. I'll never forget when I would be on Facebook a long time ago. This is when Facebook literally tells you, write what's on your mind. So I would write what was on my mind sometime. And I remember I wrote something so simple. I can't even remember what it was, but I know it was something, it was just an opinion of mine. A cousin on my dad's side of the family, as usual, had something to say about what I had to say, basically trying to shut me up. If it's one thing, that family loves to just keep Tasha mute. They don't want me to say nothing unless it's something that makes them laugh or make them feel like Tasha's doing the right thing because we approve of it, right? I'm so sick of these people's approval. This lady had the nerve to write me back and tell me that I shouldn't be saying what I said. It was just something so simple, just a little opinion of mine. But it was just the fact that she wanted to shut me up that was just so annoying. And to me, it's like, you have bigger problems than me. Your son just came out of jail. How am I your problem? The heck are you so concerned about me? You have bigger fish to fry, but you're over here trying to shut me up. I'm your problem? You're your own problem. Your family is going through things that, you know, deportation, but I'm your problem. You know, I was just so sickening. These people are just so sickening in my life. When I see even people that I know that they're close with, I can't even trust the people that I was close with, that they're around, because I don't like the impact that they've had on my life growing up. And even when I'm a big woman, they're still trying to shut me up. So that's why I come on here and I don't shut up, because it's like these people have been trying to shut me up for so long, where it's like, if you want to see me now and you want to disagree with what I have to say, come and click on me and come and watch me, because you guys are annoying. I don't want to shut up anymore. Don't let people, they're not even trying to do what you're trying to do, come and dictate even how you talk, how you move, the decisions that you want to make. This is your own life. When I say outgrowing people and things is so important, especially these days, we're moving into 2026. Certain people in your life either have to get with it or they have to get lost at a certain point. You have to decide to live your life. One moment in time, you have to decide to live it. You can't let people and things hold you back. Not anymore. Life is short. We only have one here. YOLO. Letting people hold it back is just foolishness. It's just straight foolish. Let people go live their life and you start living yours. Sometimes I start off these chats where I just try to be so understanding, right? I'm still understanding. But when you feel something, you know it. When you've gone through something, it means very deep to you. I went through school life, family life, relationships where I just I've realized those are the things that have been holding me back. Because it's like I put those things before me. I put it before my vision. I put other people's vision before mine. I care too much about other people's feelings, and then my life is just left behind. And I told myself I'm not doing that anymore. Period. Becoming this person and transitioning into this person, it doesn't mean that you're lost, okay? When you have been in a war zone, I call it a war zone. You know, like to me it just felt like pure evilness, okay? You're transitioning into a version of you that you've always needed. You've always needed her. You've always needed him. You need yourself more than you think, and people don't want you to need yourself because they need you. They need your energy. They need to keep you down so they feel comfortable. You growing and becoming yourself threatens them. You letting go of them and the old things in your life that you know you've outgrown, it threatens them. They don't want to see you see yourself. It's sad. It's true and it's sad. Listen, growing is tough, okay? Growing and learning yourself and becoming the version of you is tough, okay? It's not easy work. But just know that you're not hard to love. At this point when you're growing and you may seem like it's hard to love you because people don't know this version of you, it's not hard. It's just that you're loving yourself enough finally to actually want to grow and to actually know yourself. That's all it is, you know. You're loving yourself enough. Not more, not less. I appreciate you guys so much for watching these videos, you guys, because this is part of my healing as well. You want to talk about topics like this is part of my healing. I appreciate you guys being here. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you are always here when I do post. One thing your girl is trying to do is create so much more balance in my life. I think is a very important topic for me to talk about. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments. Also in the comments, let me know something that in the new year that you're looking forward to. Let me know, is there certain things in your life that you've had to let go? Like, I want to make this be a safe space. Also, remember to share these videos, share your experiences, what you're comfortable sharing with in the comments, so we can, you know, we can help each other. Don't forget to hit the hype button that is over where you share and stuff and like. It does help upcoming creators. If it's there, it means so much to me to just press that as well as the like. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.